let's queer up the worldview. Watch an impromptu pride parade break out in Athens after gay marriage vote. Pure joy. In a historic move, the Greek parliament approved legislation legalizing same-sex marriage this week, making Greece the first majority Orthodox Christian country to establish marriage equality. The decision, supported by 176 out of 300 lawmakers, marks a significant victory for human rights and LGBTQ+ couples in the country. Prime Minister Mitsotakis hailed the decision as a milestone for human rights, emphasizing Greece's commitment to progressive European values. The new law grants parental and children's rights to same-sex couples, allowing them to adopt and receive full parental recognition. While surrogacy remains a contentious issue, the legislation recognizes the status of existing offspring born through surrogacy abroad. The legislative move carries significance beyond Greece, aligning the country with 20 other European nations and bolstering its human rights image ahead of upcoming European elections. It also serves to distance the ruling party from recent controversies, including allegations of wiretapping, migrant pushbacks, and media freedom issues. Greece's ranking as the last among EU countries in the 2023 World Press Freedom Index adds urgency to this image rehabilitation. Whatever the political impact of the decision could be, the viral video of the impromptu pride parade in Athens after the victory says it all. It is a winning moment for the present and future LGBTQ+ community of Greece. Look at the happiness, the joy in their faces just because they get to love who they love, right? And it's saying on paper, I am married to this person officially. Like, what a beautiful thing. You know, love is love. Love just doesn't matter what a person has between their legs. It's in their hearts, right? And Greece passing this finally, it's a beautiful step towards just equal human rights for everybody across the world. You know, I spent some time in Greece, right? Me and some folks here from Happening Out last year, and it was so freaking gay. Like, it was just so gay, okay? All the ruins are very gay, okay? Athena was very gay. Poseidon was very gay. A lot of that was very, very gay, you know? And they were very welcoming. There was like 60 of us LGBTQ+ people that came from South Florida, and no one had an issue. Everybody was just nobody, you know, like when you tell somebody, it's like, oh, somebody says, hey, are you married? And I go, yeah, I have a wife. I'm used to that. I get that a lot, right? There was nothing. With Greece people, yeah, there's my wife. Okay, cool. Hey, tell her to come along. It was just very welcoming. I loved Athens. I loved everything that had to do with Athens. So this news tickles my heart, makes me happy for those people that now get to live their true, authentic self, loving who they love.
Legally, right? And I mean, Greece is they invented beauty. I mean, to me, in my eyes, I mean, this is like, you know, so gay. I mean, we follow after them. I mean, if anything, and democracy was born there.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's so many things that I understand is the Christian Orthodox that have prevent that. I mean, I get it, and it's all over the Eastern European countries, but, you know, being part of the European Union, you wonder why it took this long, you know? And you see, even within the European Union right now, as we speak, countries that have passed that before are now going backwards, like Italy. I mean, a country like Italy, another one, kind of like on the same, you know, to me, in the same level as Greece, but now stepping back. You know,
I don't know if Italy would consider itself on the same level.
Right, but I'm saying in terms of beauty and art, and culture, you know, history, in the same level of, you know, the civilizations, the importance of those civilizations. But that right now, you know, Italy is going backwards in terms of social rights. And Giorgia Meloni. I mean, this is so, and Hungary, other countries like, you know, Hungary, even Poland, and countries that are, you know, but those are Eastern European countries, but even Italy, a Western, you know, industrialized society.
Well, but remember, in 1923, Mussolini became the dictator of Italy, the first fascist.
Yeah.
Exactly 100 years later, she became the second fascist elected. So
And looks up to Mussolini. Her words.
Her
does.
party,
Her words, not mine.
her party follows the Mussolini's.
Yes.
So
so it's very important to recognize that the fear of what's going on in the world is driving people to what they perceive to be strong leaders. We know from the Navalny incident in Russia that these faux strong leaders are not strong. And that's why what Greece did is so amazing, because it goes against the grain that we see in all of these other places. And they said, we are going to be on the right side of history, regardless of what these other places are doing. Hungary, go screw yourself.
Yeah.
Italy, take a hike. Greece is going to do what's right. And it's not easy because of our religious orthodoxy here, but we're setting the tone for Ukraine and Russia and all of those, and Turkey and all of those other places where orthodoxy lives and is highly respected without threatening the existence of the church, but allowing people to be full-fledged citizens. And that's really surprising.
Especially right now when there is a debate because of the Russian Ukrainian conflict, right? And how you divide, Western civilization and Western values and the Russian, overpowering and, trying to take over. And, these countries that are in the Eastern Bloc, like the Bulgarians and the Hungary and the Romanians and the
Czech
and all those, they have to basically right now follow, Greece's, example and lead that, there are certain things that you have to, make very clear and public, either you're with us or you're against us. So, and it's happening as they become part of the European Union and they become part of the NATO, allies to be protected, they're going to have to, start embracing this kind of, and this is the battle right now with the Hungaries and the Poland.
Right, but you have to remember that we have an American party leader who is saying goodbye, NATO.
Correct.
Yeah.
So our democracy here is very fragile. Our community becomes more fragile with the loss of democracy. It becomes incumbent on all of us and everyone who's watching to do more to strengthen democracy. Because if democracy fails in the United States, and that's one reason these countries are reticent about moving forward, is because they don't know if democracy will hold.
Right.
Wow.
And we have to really be that shining light in the harbor that holds up that torch for democracy, liberty, and freedom. And we can do that, but it's work.
Yeah.
And we owe it to ourselves and the world. Human rights doesn't exist without democracy. LGBTQ rights, women's rights, labor rights, civil rights don't exist without democracy. It is the base for our survival.
Yeah, no, and they can hear what Donald Trump is saying right now, and he's sounding
Loud and clear.
loud and clear, and that's the fear. I mean, this is the fear that many of them have. These protections are not going to continue, and therefore democracy is at risk. So it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. But congratulations to all those in Greece for sure.